Once upon a time in a kingdom named Rosemite there lived a prince. On hot days, which there were many, the prince would go to a little well in which he would toss around his crown like a ball to cool down under the well's shade. But once he happened to drop the ball, and that is where the story begins. Oh, whatever shall I do? I'll never get it back, and father will be so angry. Out of the corner of his eye, the prince saw a frog. Don't cry, Prince. I'll get your crown for you, but you have to promise to kiss me right after I give you your crown. Okay, I promise. Before the prince kissed the frog, he kissed the crown because he was so happy to have it back. But he had made the wrong decision because the crown turned into a witch. The prince screamed it was no use. The witch had him in her grasp. Muhahaha! That frog was a princess, and you could have kissed her first and saved her from her curse that I put on her and gotten happily ever after, but you chose me, so you got a never after. Never after. Now I shall lock you up. And with that, the witch threw the prince into a cottage far off from the palace and locked the door behind her. No. I vow that before my life ends, I will kiss that frog. Every day the witch came to check on the prince, and every day was the same. The witch came to the cottage, made sure that there was no opening in which the prince could get out. But one day, after checking the cottage, the witch left the window open and the prince escaped. Oh, I'm so happy to be out. I must kiss that frog. The prince found a carriage that was abandoned and he took it back to the well. There he kissed the frog and it turned into a princess. Ready? Oh. I thank you so much for rescuing me from that evil witch's curse. I used to be the princess of Rosemite, but that witch turned me into a frog and killed my parents, the king and queen of Rosemite, and took a woman and man from the village, made them king and queen, and they had you. Wow, I never knew. The prince and the princess went back to the palace and explained the princess's story. Will you marry me? Yes. The prince and the princess got married and spent many happily a day together. The end.